Time for a new rear end in the 1980 Ghia, which came with a 7.5 and the mighty 2.26 gear ratio. I'll put in a picture of the pinion gear if I can figure that out. So upgrading to an 8.8. Pulled this out of a 98 GT track lock, and it has 308 gears, which will do fine for now until we could might get an Explorer rear end later. The plan is to get the use the same axles, put the 308 in there, and that will be the base, so we can upgrade it later. The car's automatic C4, so we can't get too aggressive with the gear ratio. Nice interior. The engine is a Windsor, but it's a 4.2 liter, 255. But it all works. We just got the AC working. Caster camber plates. I was replacing the shocks, and the onion heads kind of disintegrated on me, so you can't find those anymore. So went ahead and upgraded that. The engine will be upgraded later, but the goal here is to keep a machine running and do it in increments. Here are the control arms. Those are the lowers with the axles and the drums. We're keeping the drums. And my next job is to get the uppers, which are pretty tight as far as the bolt spacing, so I need to go get a small size 18mm socket so I can get some good leverage on it. And there are the brake lines. Keeping the brake lines. I'll go ahead and video record this one since I've only seen a few videos that actually do this. I already done this side. So let me flip this over and get it set up. Okay, so I have it flipped over. It'll be heating from underneath right here using MAP gas. Also have my fire extinguisher water hose ready. Everything's wet here, so let me get at it. There we go. Alright, so I usually attack it from the bottom here. And you heat it up until it starts to crackle, like bacon. And then I'll heat this up for a few minutes, then I'll move over to the other side, and then I'll move back over to this side, and then it should start to crackle. So I'm gonna come back when it starts to crackle. It's starting to crackle. I'm not sure if you can pick it up. My pool's going in the background, so there it goes. And it's gonna start oozing out. And that's when you know you're almost done. There it goes. Alright, so I'm going to go to the other side. I'm not even sure if you really have to go on the other side. It gives the heat pretty well. I go ahead and give it a once over on this side as well for a few minutes, and then I'm going to use this bushing extractor from LMR used to get the bushings out from the differential, and it works really well for getting bushings out of the rubber out as well. So I'll show you that in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and shut off. Alright, washer that didn't come with this kit, but this one seems to work really well. Let's see if I can do this. Back on. This comes in handy. Hold on one second. Alright, so I'm gonna pushed it into here, it bottomed out, so now I'm going to take that off, and I could push the rest out with a screwdriver. There it is, pushed out, and I'm gonna turn it on its side and push the rest out. There we go, I broke it loose. Oh, it should. There it goes. There's the other one. It's ready to be cleaned out. New bushings put in. I came across an issue with the thrush washers on the kit. The problem is they're a little thick. See, a little edge on it, and they want them to be pretty much flat on, and that's because whenever you insert them back into the holder, it's the clearance is very tight. So with it like this, I was about to have to use force them in there, and it just did not feel right. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I just won't use these. But then I started to feel them, and I'm like, maybe I could cut them down. And then I put them to the wire wheel, and they actually trim down really easy. And I'll show you that in just a little bit. So I trimmed down this one. And now it's almost on there, which is fine. I've test fitted that one, and that one works fine. And but with it that far, no bueno. Then I used our wire wheel, and this is from Harbor Freight, the brass. It's actually not fully brass, but it's brass tipped. And I didn't know if it was going to be tough enough, but it is. It eats away at it pretty good.